I be looking for my phone while I'm staring at it. Feeling all alone, call the paramedics. If I ever took my life, I know where I'm headed. If you can't get the picture, then I never said it. So dead it, cause if you didn't see it, did it happen? That's the question I debated with a bit of passion. I confess that I created what I hated. It's a phase I can't escape, there ain't no way to wait until it passes. So break out of it, make a change in my confidence. Stay away from the thoughts that can take you straight to the opposite angle. Making the optimist stand strong as a monument. Transforming the populace, fans going for opulence. Yeah, it's more than money, murder, and music. So it's sort of funny serving illusions. Okay, I seen you, is you really there? I don't believe you, do you really care? I need you to prove it then.
Waiting on you, I won't get where I want to. Waiting on you, I won't wait anymore. I'm not one of those people to sit down when it's up. Until I get my equal better, there ain't no giving up.
If in your mind is apathy and your muscles are atrophy, then your struggle is matching me, but it's nothing that has to be forever, ever. How I feel about it, never better. I've been about it while you been about whatever's clever, changing with the weather patterns. As if heaven has a way to make you everlasting. It's hella sad to say you telegraphing, but you is. Can't read your mind, I see your eyes, they tell me what you did. I get it though. It's easier to quit than to get a grip and admit when you're slipping into a gimmick and fitting into your finish. You're benefiting the rich with your inoffensive intentions. I give a shit if you're winning or not. Witness the God killer, harbinger of pain, waltzing in the rain like a lost citizen Kane. Raw feelings remain until I face them, back up and embrace them. Now I'm moving forward, it's that sort of occasion. It's called elevation.
Waiting on you, I won't get where I want to. Waiting on you, I won't wait anymore. I'm not one of those people to sit down when it's up. Until I get my equal better, there ain't no giving
Follow the leader, the leader.
Hey man, this is Tommy Chong, and right now you're listening to The Anthony Rogers Show.
Hey, this is Jordan Belfort, the real Wolf of Wall Street, and you're listening to The Anthony Rogers Show.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Sean Danielson from Smile Empty Soul, and you are listening to The Anthony Rogers Show.
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens, it's Carol Baskin, and you are listening to The Anthony Rogers Show.
This is Shirley Phelps Roper with the Westboro Baptist Church, and you are listening to The Anthony Rogers Show.
What's up? It's Tom from Playboy Tees, hanging out on The Anthony Rogers Show.
What's up, everyone? This is Rain from Our Lady Peace, and you're listening to The Anthony Rogers Show.
I'm Baby No Money, and you're listening to The Anthony Rogers Show, the best podcast.
This is Agent Sebastian of the Carnarks, and you are listening to The Anthony Rogers Show.
Brian Vanderark from the Verb Pipe here, and you're listening to The Anthony Rogers Show.
And now a word from our sponsors.
倒数3、2、1，切菜！拍个照，毕个业，笑一笑，多亲切，一不小心就闯入。
Here at Luxurious, we only use the best California pine trees around. Each woody oil and balm contains up to 1 whole tree. Did you know I handpick each and every pine cone myself and make it a point to find the older ones because, well, those are aged to perfection. Once the perfect tree is taken down and strategically stacked, it's on to phase 2. At this point, each pine is carefully cut into smaller and more manageable pieces. I mean, will you just look at that pile of select wood? From this stage, the most angel soft fibrous material as shown here.
Here at Luxurious, we use quality ingredients and the freshest pine cones.
Get luxurious, my friends.
Joslyn James. After college, she became an immediate adult entertainment star and sensation, appearing in approximately 20 films and has been in the public eye speaking out about her romantic relationship with Tiger Woods. Nikki, an internationally recognized pornstar adult actress, comedian, and psychic, has been in the adult entertainment industry since she was 20. Down-to-earth attitude and featured in numerous magazines and websites. Anthony Rogers is your best friend and favorite comedian in the entire universe. Check out his album doing stand-up comedy or YouTube special Sunburnt in Hawaii. Rogers is also the host of the show. And here's your host.
Welcome back to the longest intro in the world show. That took forever. If you're one of the 2,000 people watching this, you have patience. But you should buy everything the sponsors said, because my wife left me, my cat left me, my family died in the fire. So if you could, every sad story that's ever happened is happening right now. So if you buy from those sponsors and support me, that'd be great. I don't want to get a real job. So tonight we have a big episode. People have been waiting to see it, seems like. 2,000 of them, in fact. And if you're one of the 2,400 people watching this, you're my real friend. So thank you. If you're listening later, you're cool too. But we have Nikki Knightley. How are you doing?
I am good. How are you?
Good. I think my intro pissed off Joslyn James because it said Tiger Woods and she just left. So I may have messed that up. And you're the only person that knows that she was actually here, and I'm not lying. You're the only. I think she got mad about that, and I apologize if she's watching this. I wasn't trying to troll her. I didn't really make that intro. I was trying to make it through that intro myself.
Oh, shit!
I'm like, I didn't like the intro for other reasons because it was very long. But yeah, apparently she's pissed. Like she's like texting me some action. So God bless. So.
Damn.
Welcome to America.
I'm like sitting here like stone thinking like, man, is this the longest intro in the world? But I wasn't really mad about it.
Dude, yeah, I wasn't mad either. Just really long. I was just like, man, I could have like, it was a really long intro. But yeah, no, I think I pissed off the other person on the show by accident. I just do this. I don't even do this on purpose. I'm not even trying to piss people off. To be honest, I'm just like, dude. Like,
yeah, that happens to me actually sometimes. It does. Like I went to some strip club and like I was like, I don't know. I guess maybe my friend was like, "You're the hottest girl in here." I'm like, no wonder everyone was being mean to me. What the fuck? Because I tried to get a drink and the bartender chick kept looking at me and I was like, "Hey," and she was like, "I got you," and then she just would ignore me for like 20 minutes. And then I did it again and she just kept ignoring me and I was like, "Damn, bro, what the fuck?" And then when she finally came up to me and I asked for a drink, like she was just like really rude and like try to be extra nice to like overcompensate, be like, "You look really pretty," or like she's like, "Thanks." Like I'm like, fuck, dude. Like
yeah, that's basically what I was doing. I was trying to make it through this long intro and then she just like dropped and then texted me a bunch of shit, just like telling me absolutely no talk about Tiger Woods. I'm not doing your podcast. Remove me from Instagram. I'm just like, man, I guess I'm not going to a birthday party. So we're gonna talk about ghost stories still, hopefully. So now it's a porn star talks about ghost stories. We have to change the title. I'm gonna have to go back in, change the intro and the title.
Has anyone ever got like that mad about the intro being that long?
Dude, just me. Just me. Like, I'm like, man, that was really long. I feel bad for you that you had to sit through that, and like the listeners. I feel bad that all the listeners had to listen to it. So someone just goes, "That's crazy." Dude, yeah, I was like trying to tell a ghost story, then I guess ghosted. Like it was like that. I don't even. Like I left last time. A guest left this time. We have no idea who's.
Yeah, maybe it was your karma for disappearing last time.
I do have terrible karma. Yeah. I do.
It's all good. We still had a really good conversation.
It's almost better that somebody left, like, but we're the only ones that know that someone left because no one else even saw it. Because like she left right after, like right as soon as it said her name, like you saw her like perk up to listen, and then it said Tiger Woods, and she was gone. She was just like, "I'm out," and then like text me all mad. I'm like, I didn't realize it was like a thing. That was like every magazine. I wasn't trying to like. I didn't know it was a secret that they dated or something. Like I didn't know it was a secret.
Wasn't even paying attention. So one of the things was about Tiger Woods.
I think she dated Tiger Woods at one point, and that was in the intro that somebody that was made, and I was just like I just thought it was like a thing, I guess we should view people. I don't know, because I think that's like a stat, But I can see how you're in a new relationship. It's probably not something you want brought up on like your intro.
Yeah.
You're like families watching. They're just like, oh, I want to hear her tell ghost stories, And it's like, oh, remember when you like were in other relationships before the person you are now? I don't know. I don't understand, to be honest. Because like, I hope she's cool. This entire episode is turned into like how we lost a guest.
Oh well. Okay. Well, we still love you, girl, and sorry if
Yeah. Whoever made the intro's fired. I'll fire him right now on speakerphone. He's like, just fire him. I'm like,
oh man.
Right, so we'll get to ghost stories. What you actually came here for, and like someone said, the intro is always long. So thank you. That's what we're known for. The shittiest long.
Okay, say that again. What are some ghost stories? Do you mind if I put this on my speaker because it's so quiet on my phone?
No, you're cool. Yeah, whatever.
I'm having a hard time hearing you, and I want to be able to actually hear what you're saying.
I'm just glad you're not mad about the intro. So, so we're good right now.
Honestly, I hate commercials, so I just totally disassociated the whole time. Like I wasn't even fucking paying attention.
I was just buying everything with the timing. I was trying to buy everything in those 20 seconds.
I have bad ADHD, so then I was just like in another world. Like,
yeah.
Where am I again? Like,
I just saw myself as a pizza guy, and I'm like, man, that was pretty cool. Like, that's all I was thinking. And I was like, and then all of a sudden, I got all these angry texts. I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna get fucking killed one of these days from just like having a show. Like, they're gonna be like, what the fuck you say about me? And I'm like, damn.
Okay, can I put this on here? Or it says it's connected. Okay, hold on. Okay, can say something? Let me see if it works. Oh.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh.
Can you hear me?
It's not working. Whatever. We tried. Anyways, okay, so you have ghost stories? You want me to go first? You want to go back and we can tell one ghost story for another ghost story, or
I'm down with that. Let's hear yours first. Luke.
Okay, well, one of the first like spiritual things that kind of I don't know if it's spiritual or like just it is because it's spirits, right? I guess that. Anyways, I guess I'm overthinking the terminology I'm using, but like me and my sister moved into this apartment in Hollywood, and they were like, "Hey, we're selling it a little cheaper, or we're renting it a little cheaper because the person who lived here before died here." And me and my sister were both like, "I don't give a fuck, like whatever, like like not even phased." And so we started living there, and like it was good like the first 6 months, and then like I started noticing weird things happening. Like I was like hearing voices, and like for months, and I thought that I was like losing my mind. Like I was like, what the fuck? Like, and like sometimes I'd hear footsteps, and then like there were a couple times where like something would fall off the wall, and then I had this light that was like a battery powered like little neon light, and it was like on top of my like right where my TV was, And like I was sitting there one day, and in order to turn it on, you have to press the button to turn it on. And so I'm sitting there, and it just randomly turns on by itself. And I was like, what the fuck? Like it and I always felt like there was a presence. I could feel or like sense a presence there, like almost like I'd be alone in my room, but I'd feel someone watching me. I don't know if that makes sense, but like I don't know. I would just feel this energy. And then like then when I knew it was actually really happening was like I had a photographer friend shooting. We were shooting pictures in my house, and we both heard something, and I didn't say anything, and I was just like, okay, Alexis, like you're just tripping, like, because I kept thinking it was in my head, you know. And he's like, oh my god, did you hear that? And I was like, you heard that too? And he's like, yeah, what the fuck was that? And I was like, I don't know, bro, I've been hearing things, like I thought I was fucking losing my mind. And it sounded like almost like an old-timey TV playing, but like all my windows were closed, and it sounded like it was coming from like in my house, like. And so like he was also like a ghost, like he did like ghost hunting. Well, he was like a filmographer for a ghost hunter, and so he had seen a lot of weird like ghost like shit, you know. So he's like, no bro, that was a ghost. Like he just knew that it was some sort of like spirit or something. And so I was like, oh my god, okay, I'm not totally losing my mind, you know. Like,
Dude, I believe in that stuff heavy, man. Like I definitely
what?
I believe in that stuff like heavy. I think that's super, like that stuff's super real. Like
there's just, I don't know. It's one thing when you hear stories or see like when you watch like videos and stuff online, but like when it actually happens to you, it's like you can't really deny. It's like I couldn't really deny that kind of shit anymore, you know, because it was happening to me firsthand, and I'm like, okay, this is obviously actually happening to me.
that's how like I feel like it's like how the whole world is. Like the whole world only makes sense to the people that perceived it. Like you mean, like saw it through their way. You know, I think that's like the problem and disconnect with most people is like most people don't have the same experience. You know.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of how I felt with the scientist that was on last week. Was like he was just really close-minded, and he was like, well, maybe that's what you might be thinking you're experiencing in your head. And I'm like, okay, like,
yeah,
I guess, sure, maybe it is. But then I'm like, okay, if your perception of reality is your reality, then who's to argue if that's what's really real for you? And like, even when I was like, yo, he's like, well, you know, I don't believe in God at all. Like, I think there's nothing more to life than anything that we like can prove. And I'm like, so pessimistic, but I was like, at the same time, if in your head, like I was trying to talk about manifestation, like if in your head you believe that the law of attraction or whatever it is you're doing to manifest something is going to work, and then it does, even if that's placebo effect, like placebo effect's been proven to be actually something that's real. So how can you deny that it's not real? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the worst thing a person could do is think they're smart, because like then they think they know everything. But like you have to know that you're not smart. No one else is either. I think that's the biggest thing. Like the sign of intelligence is knowing that you know nothing. You know what I mean? And just being like, okay,
yeah,
or
just remaining teachable. Remaining teachable, you know?
That's more accurate, probably. I think that's faster, more accurate.
It's like, okay, like you can acknowledge that you're smart, but at the same time, like, what is smart in comparison to like, you know, I don't know, like certain spiritual beings. Like there's this being called Thoth. He's like an Egyptian deity, and his whole, like, he's just the personification of wisdom. Like, and he knows like all the secrets to the fucking cosmos and the fucking, you know what I mean? And it's like, okay, like, they believe that he engineered like the pyramids in Egypt. He was like the engineer for them, and like that's why they were able to be like underneath exact star systems and shit like that. Like, because he just had this greater knowledge of like, he was tapped into this like universal knowledge that's like millions of years of shit that we can't even comprehend, you know?
Dude, yeah.
And like we're like ants in this, you know, we're like ants. So even if we're really smart, it's still like, how much can you really know if we're that just one little speck of dust in the fucking universe, like in comparison to how big it is?
I feel like I'm like smart to dumb people, but like I'm not. Like,
you're what?
I'm like smart.
Smarter than most people, is it?
To dumb people, but I'm not like really. No. I'm like smart to like dumb people. I'm like average intelligence. Like, so I seem like really smart to dumb people, you know. But we got Frankie McDonald. You know Frankie McDonald? Have you heard of Frankie McDonald?
Have I heard of who?
Hi, Nikki. I'm Frankie
Frankie
McDonald, a
McDonald.
YouTuber from City
Oh, hi.
Diaries. Nice to meet you.
What's up?
Hey, what's up? He's gonna do some weather. He's gonna tell us the weather for
Right now, it's going to be really, really hot in eastern United States. Right now, it's going to be western United States as of right now, and it's going to bring the remnant to Adelia that we hit Florida. It's currently hitting Nova Scotia, a chance of showers right now. A little bit of windy conditions to Nova Scotia. For remnant to Adelia, Nova Scotia. I'm doing great so far. And around the central United States is so hot, and Ontario is so hot. Then it got severe thunderstorms heading for Ontario on Wednesday. They got another typhoon aiming towards Hong Kong.
That was a lot, man. That was a lot of information. Like 5 seconds, bro. Like that's.
And over lots of rain going on in Japan, right on the other side. 500 inches of rain in 48 hours. 3,000 cars been destroyed and washed away.
Where is that? Where is this weather forecast for?
Greece. Greece is somewhere in Europe, bringing 2,000 millimeters of rain. That's over 500 inches of rain.
Jesus. Where is this for, though? Like, what part of the world is this going to happen?
It's over in southeastern Europe.
It's flooding south.
And did you hear about this? The Cowboy Frank Ball has now been released on National Bobblehead Hall of Fame.
Nice, dude. Something's up with your mic. I can't hear you exactly, but I hear most of it.
The Cowboy Frankie McDonald Bobblehead has now been released according to National Bobblehead Hall of Fame.
You're talking about the Cowboys, the sports band? I mean, the sports band.
The Frankie McDonald Bobblehead. Where the Cowboys at?
I'm sorry. Say that again.
National Bobblehead Hall of Fame in Wisconsin designed my bobblehead with a cowboy hat and a hoodie.
You have one on you?
You can get them on National Bobblehead Hall of Fame website.
Okay, cool.
What's the weather like in Japan right now?
Lots of rain going on in Japan as of right now, like Tokyo, Japan, and things like this. Very humid weather going on in Japan.
It's crazy. What about Australia?
Right now, they had a really hot weather in New Zealand, like in Invercargill, New Zealand, Christchurch, and Dundee, New Zealand, and its surrounding areas.
It's crazy. What about Missouri?
It's really, really hot in the state of Missouri right now as well. Then it got colder weather heading for Missouri next week because of big dip in the jet stream.
Missouri's always so humid.
Yeah. You know Missouri?
Hmm?
You know Missouri?
Yeah.
Didn't expect
I've only
that.
been there once for a music festival, and it was really humid.
That means my most
Missouri boy.
on my YouTube channel, my most viewed video ever is Guy tries to eat 50 hot dogs at once.
Someone did how many hot dogs and what?
Yeah.
Say that one more time.
Guy tries to eat 50 hot dogs at once. Uploaded May 21st, 2012.
Did he explode or like? Did he float away?
Let's pull it up, maybe. Hang on.
I pretend to eat 50 hot dogs at once.
Like all in his mouth at the same time, or like one at a time?
It's like a Google.
Oh my god! Ooh. So you probably have to have like no gag reflex to do that, right?
That was my idea. I pretend to eat 50 hot dogs.
You gotta really be practicing how to take an entire hot dog, like a lot.
This is him eating hot dogs.
Okay, guys, I'm going to do a video about 50 hot dogs at once. I'll go for hot dogs on the barbecue now. Here's some ketchup and mustard and relish and onions. What?
dogs at once! 50 hot dogs at once! Eat them all right now! Eat 50 hot dogs at once!
Oh my god.
My stomach is upset. That's so bad!
That was a classic. I uploaded on May 21st, 2012.
Nice, man. Hey, Frankie, do you believe in ghosts?
And I like to introduce to another one of my videos, a guy dancing, then being chased by gorilla.
What was it called?
That was pretty funny.
A guy dancing, then being chased by gorilla.
Hey, my dogs have to go to the bathroom, so I'm just gonna walk outside with my phone. Oh shit! Come on, guys, let's go. Come
Trying to find.
on. Okay, are you gonna tell us a ghost story, Anthony?
Yeah, in a sec. Let me play this one more video, Frankie. You want to go fast now?
Okay.
I think that's what he's talking about.
Okay, guys, let's do this. Let's show me my move. Sounds like gorillas are coming. Oh my god, the gorillas are after me now. They're starting to chase me nonstop. More gorillas. They're after me now. More gorillas after me now. Need more gorillas after me now. There's a ton of them after me.
Back, come on. Come on. Oh, come on. Okay. Look, come here.
More gorillas. They won't stop chasing me. Need more gorillas after me now.
Oh my god.
Well, thanks, Frank. I appreciate you. Come on, man.
Hey, what?
No, I was saying thanks for coming on, man. We can get back to ghost stories. Do you have a ghost story, Frankie, before you get out of here?
That means a ghost means when a person dies and their soul leaves their body and goes to heaven.
Do what?
Then the ghost means when a person dies, the ghost is their soul. When a person that dies a long time ago.
Have you ever seen a ghost?
No, never.
Do you think they're real?
Only in the movies.
Do you think they're real?
I don't see any ghosts at all.
Well, hopefully not right in this very moment.
Well, hey,
well, maybe that's a good thing. Ghosts can be scary.
Well, thanks for coming on, Frankie. We'll have you on again soon. I appreciate it.
Yeah. If you want to follow my social media, my Twitter is @FrankieMacD. My Facebook is Frankie MacDonald. My Instagram is FrankieMacD984. My TikTok is FrankieDown984. My Fiverr is FrankieDown984. My Twitch is FrankieDown984. My Snapchat is FrankieMacDon. and my YouTube channel stocks as well as in my LinkedIn, Frankie McDonald. Best of luck to you. I'm Frankie McDonald. You're listening to Anthony Rogers Show.
Aw.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
Thanks again, Frankie. Yeah, if you Frankie's like a huge weather guy. Like he's one of the most famous internet weather guys. So they park your RV in Frankie's street. Like, how can I? What's the address? And I'll be there. Like, I have a bus though, not an RV, but I hope it still counts. All right, so ghost stories. Okay, so what? I don't know what all counts as a ghost. I believe like we get into like 30 minutes into the show. Like, all right, now we're gonna get to the ghosts.
I have more ghost stories if you don't have any other ones.
I have a couple ideas. I'm like, dude,
Okay.
I don't know if I should say this, but it is funny to me. Like they're just like, it's like trying to assume it. It's like, oh, hang on, someone's like.
I can't see it.
Oh, it's like being weird.
Oh.
The lady to the left was like, was threatening to sue me now. I was like, my attorney will talk to you. I'm like, I don't know what that means, man. I'm just trying to tell ghost stories, dude. Like, I'm not trying to piss people off. I'm just trying to.
Oh my god.
We need to rename the episodes after I tape them, I think, because like, because
wow.
That's what she said. She's like, my attorneys will. She goes, don't ever talk to me. My attorneys will talk to you. I'm like, which is it? Like, fuck. Like, you know. Sorry,
I'm back. Don't ever talk to me. My attorneys will.
We'll talk to you. I don't know what that means. Like, it's like it sounds like you want to talk to me, but you don't want to talk to me at the same time. Either way, the intro was wrong. She didn't date Tiger Woods, but the last guy that was on the show actually did date Tiger Woods. So, yeah, it was actually a mix-up. Yeah, the guy. It was a complete mix-up, and everything was fake. That in the intro, even that I have a podcast. This podcast is also fake. So nothing said was real. Early morning, 8 to lead. Well, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. We're getting to the good part now. So sorry I missed the best part of the show that's happened now. But thank you for stopping by. You know, this is like it's like the equivalent of like doing comedy. People are just like leaving during your set. They're like I'd like to go get tea right now. You know, it's kind of funny. I'm gonna go get a 7-Up. But yeah, no ghost stories. So I believe like I start talking about it, I just disappear. But I think I've seen like my mom. I help my mom a lot, and like I think I've seen when I first started doing it. I think I would see like white lights around her house and stuff. I'd see like a bunch of stuff like that. And I don't know if that's like ghosts or angels or what it is. It felt like it was like ancestors though. I mean, I'm going on 5, obviously, more so than any evidence at all. But I felt it, and I felt it. Is like why I remember just like making fun of people on the internet like a child, but I'm like old now. And I was just like doing it. I was like making fun of people, and like this white light just like looked at me, and it's like it just like saw through me, and it's like you're just in pain, so I'm putting on other people. I'm like, oh shit. It was like really weird. It's like I just felt like real truth. It just felt like truth, like actuality. It didn't feel like anything other than. And I feel like that was like maybe an angel type vibe. I don't know where we would call an angel. I don't believe in them, but whatever we would call it. I've seen that a lot, and like I don't know. This is a weird story too. Like I found that this is I don't know. Where are we at? Is it your turn? I guess. Are we taking turns? I guess. Because I don't want to just like tell like 12 of them. It's like boring.
No, it's okay.
People can't hear you talk. I feel like people like almost 3,000 people hear Pornstars talk. Not me. I swear to God. and sorry to let you down that one of them left. But if you're watching, put up. but yeah, I'm pretty sure no one cares what you think about ghosts.
So like when I first started having more experiences with spirits trying to communicate with me and stuff, like my friend was obsessed with this case about this kid that went missing, and like he didn't really tell me much about it. He just said like, oh, the mom's like she was on drugs and they think maybe she had something to do with it. They don't know. We don't know if the kid's alive. It's only been missing for like 24 hours. And like he sent me this article, and like I scrolled straight down to the just to see what the kid looked like. I don't even really know why. I don't even know why. I hate reading. So I was just like blah 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 blah. Like I just want to see what the kid looked like, right? And so I looked at the picture, and like I received like psychic information immediately after seeing his picture, and it was like I just knew in my gut that he was dead. I don't know why. I just had this feeling that he was dead. And then like minutes after that, like I felt his presence, and then like I received like an actual vision. And it was like one of the first times I actually received like a really vivid vision. And like I saw this young woman, and I could see even what she was wearing. She was wearing pink, and she was throwing like what looked like a child's body like into a dumpster. And I called my friend and I was like, oh my God, this is gonna sound really weird, but like I've I had this vision of this, and like I feel like they're not gonna find his body. Like I feel like it's in a landfill. Like I don't know why. I just strongly feel this because of what I just saw. And he's like, it's weird because I didn't even tell you this part about like the case, but like they actually think that she may have thrown him in the trash because she called the police like right after their dump or the dumpster for the build like complex was taken. And then like an hour later after I told him this, like what I like was seeing in my head, he was like, because he was following it really closely, because he was just like kind of gets obsessed about following shit like that. And so he called me and he was like, oh my God, like they just declared that the kid is in a landfill. And I was like, what the fuck? It really tripped me the fuck out, because like I didn't really even know anything about it. Like I just knew the cliff notes, you know? And like I almost felt like this kid's spirit like sent that, like it was almost like after I felt the presence of this kid, like that's when I received almost like he sent me like some kind of vision. I don't know.
I believe that. I believe in that stuff for sure. My friend Mary's like that. Like she can predict a lot of stuff like that. I feel like if I was a murderer, I'd do that. I would just be like, "Oh, dude, I predict the body is here," and then I'd feel like a psychic instead of a murderer. I just feel like, you just kill a bunch of people. You're like, dude, I guarantee you. Hang on one second. I know where it's at right now. And like, you get like rewarded from it. Yeah. You know, I'm just joking.
To throw the cops off, you're like, no, I'm getting this vision. Like that's what's funny is like even when I felt I got that vision, like I didn't feel like if they had called, like, you know, let's say for some reason like that happened again, and I'm like, what if it's right? Should I even bother to call the police and be like, hey, will they even take what I say like seriously? Or like, because sometimes I'll hear these cases where they actually do use like psychics to help like find missing people or find someone's body or whatever. I don't know, but I feel like they'd be like, okay, lady, stop calling here, okay? Like,
no, they do to a point. Yeah, no, my friend is like that. Yeah, my friends like that. She's had similar problems. Like she'll know all this stuff and people just like dismiss her and stuff. Yeah, no, I see that a lot. My grandma's like that too. My grandma could predict a lot of things, and everybody's like laughed at her.
Yeah. That's the thing is people don't take it seriously, or they don't believe it until like my friend, when I told him that vision, he totally didn't believe me. And then like when he got when he called me immediately when he got like more information on it and was like, what the fuck? Because he totally wrote me off when I told him. I'm like, why would I make that up? Like,
yeah, I don't know. It's
I mean, I guess it could be the easiest way to get attention. It's so easy to fake being, I mean, I guess to some extent, like, but I feel like there's a lot of psychics that rip people off because they're like, oh yeah, if you keep giving me money, then I'll tell you. Like, I don't know. Like I've heard stories like on like, I don't know if it was true crime or some fucking like cable TV bullshit, and it was like these psychics were ripping hundreds of thousands of dollars out of people because they'd be like, well, you know, like if you do this, then this won't happen. Like I foresee this terrible thing happening, and if you pay me this money to like do this spell for you or do whatever, like to make sure it doesn't happen. And so these people are so gullible, and they'll just fucking believe them and like give them their whole like inheritance or their whole like life savings and shit.
Yeah.
So
that is fucked up. It's like survival of the fittest, but it's also super fucked up. You know, it's like.
But people are just kind of dumb too. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I feel like after a while, I'll be like, you're like blackmailing me, bro. What the fuck? I don't know.
It's weird. Like that's like I'm lucky I'm poor, so nobody rips me off. You know. I'm just like, oh, you can't get 10 grand from me. I don't have 10 grand. You know, I'm just, you can't steal from me. It's the best way out. It's poverty. Poverty is the best way out.
Yeah, that's pretty true, actually.
We had a lot of comments I was just ignoring, but I'm gonna keep ignoring them. But keep dropping comments that I ignore.
Is there any way for me to see what people are saying? Oh, is this the chat? Can I open
I
that?
think they're all on YouTube or something.
Oh, okay. Wait, maybe I could log in on my.
I'll pull them up on the screen.
I'll pull it up on my TV.
We'll individually call everybody's question. I'm just joking. But, no, I remember I remember when there was 2 guests earlier. Like, that was interesting, and then now there's just 1. So that was it. Just makes me laugh so. It's so crazy. I don't want to be an asshole or anything, but that was crazy. Like, I was like, I didn't. I didn't fucking know that. Like I'm just trying. Like if I was gonna be an asshole, I would just like blatantly roast somebody. You know, I wouldn't just like make an intro say it. I would be like, well, this intro. Well, yeah, I would just fucking say it. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just.
Do you think she thought that you did it on purpose?
Maybe.
Like to fuck with her, or that you knew or something?
I didn't know that it'd piss her off. I think she's actually been on my show and has talked about it before. Like that's what I'm.
Fuck.
That's what's even weirder to me because like she's already like talked. I think that was one of the like when I first started podcasting. I think who cares? Who fucking cares? Actually, I'm just like in the middle of the story. I'm like I'm bored from this story. I don't even want to tell it. And we're just all trying to get rich now. Okay, so if you have millions of dollars, give it to me because I don't know. Buy these hats. Buy these hats so I can get out of this grass hut I'm in.
Chat. Oh, here we go. Sorry, I'm trying to put the live chat on so I can see people talking. Wait.
Cool.
Is it there? Hold on.
So back to Ghost.
Stay connected.
I feel like my grandmother comes to me in dreams a lot. Like I don't know if that's like it's actually her, like a demon or something, just trying to trick me.
So your grandma passed away, you feel her presence?
Sometimes, yeah. Like I'll smell her
me
cigarettes.
too with my grandparents, definitely.
Yeah, I'll smell her cigarettes and I'll smell like my grandfather. Like
yes. Oh my god. When I smell like my grandma used to always wear the same perfume, and like I'll just get like really strong whiffs of her perfume when I feel like
smell that too.
Present. Yeah, totally. It's called psychic smell. It's actually a real thing.
Just one guy.
You're like smelling another dimension. Is that kind of a trip?
That's interesting. Okay, I haven't heard that.
Yeah, it's kind of like your third eye. There's all these different types of clairs. There's like clairvoyance, which is like visions. Clairaudient, which is like when you can hear spirits. Clairsentient was when you can actually feel them. And then you could also get like psychic information in your mouth and get certain weird tastes before you get a premonition about something. And then also smell, like you'll smell things that aren't like
this one like exorcist guy. He called it something else. He called it something other than exorcism. But he told me that like demons would use like familiar smells to trick you. And I was just like, oh shit! Like so it always makes me paranoid. I mean, it just makes me paranoid. I don't know what's real. You know, I'm open to like everything.
The thing is, like anytime I felt like a demon entity, you could tell the difference in the energy. It feels like it gives you anxiety. It makes you feel anxious, or it gives you like this weird like physical unease. Like that's how I can tell the difference between when I'm communicating with certain spirits and stuff. Like I have another spiritual friend, and he's like, I don't believe in tarot because you don't know who you're really communicating with. How do you know? And I'm like, okay, that's true. But at the same time, like, okay, I don't know. I've had too many experiences with my spirit guides and like knowing the difference and actually feeling the energy of who it is I'm really communicating with. Because I've never been led wrong. It's never been like some false information that's not like something that can help me, you know?
Yeah. No, same actually. No, that's kind of why I believe like the opposite. Yeah, no, I believe similar on that too. It always helps me in weird situations. It's like I believe in like guardian angels too. Honestly, I believe in that shit. I feel like I have that around me constantly. I feel like I'm in a weird time right now where like I kind of like I have to like stay really positive. There's a lot's going on, so like it's like a weird time. Because I could just easily just be an asshole and just ruin everything. Like even, and I think I kind of do sometimes. I don't mean to. But
no, you know what it is? People are too fucking sensitive these days, and it's like no matter what you do, you're an asshole. It kind of feels like that. Like I feel like you can't just be like I don't know, dude. Like, do you ever watch like just old comedies like Adam Sandler and shit like that? And you're like, damn, like people would be so mad and offended if shit like that came out now because people are fucking retardedly sensitive. It's like, bro, chill out. Like,
Yeah, we gotta cater
everybody
to that
trips
stuff.
out over everything. Like, it's like,
No,
it
it's so,
makes things like such a buzzkill sometimes.
no, it's so true. It's so true. What were we talking?
It's
I
almost
don't
like
even.
scary to do comedy. What can you joke about that's not going to piss someone off?
Well,
You
I get away with a lot of shit. I feel like because like,
Really?
I get away with like these. Like I have this joke that's like, I mean, I can probably say it still. It's YouTube, whatever. But no, it was like I was just like, I'm like, oh, I'll have to fucking go to Rumble, I guess, after this joke. But no, but it was like, but no, it's like, man, is everybody confused about his pronouns? And everybody's like, oh yeah, like in the markets I go through, and I was like, yeah, it was a lot easier when we just called them all faggots. And like the entire crowd's just like, what the fuck? And then you'd see in their faces, like if anyone else said that joke, they wouldn't be able to sell it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'd see the like, I just sell one. I did a terrible job doing that right now. But like when I'm like getting
My sister really feel like I have mixed feelings about that whole issue, and my sister feels very strongly. She gets really mad when the topic comes up about like this transphobic movement because it's like the thing that bothers me the most about it is like there's a lot of hypocrisy happening and then there's also just like I don't know, like children shouldn't really be like involved in any of that until they're old enough to agree how they really feel.
Yeah,
you know,
no,
I don't think that's not we're about being gaslit to think it's child abuse to not let a child transition and like what if they don't want to be like that for the rest of their life and they like can't really go back? Like that will fuck someone up, and that's super fucked up to do to a kid. Like I'm not transphobic or like or homophobic. Like I've worked with gay people in my industry. Like I don't care. Like, but there's certain like lines that are being crossed that it's like no one else. It's like everyone's afraid to say something because they're being labeled as homophobic, transphobic, and it's like, bro, it has nothing to do with me not thinking people should do whatever the fuck they want. But like when you start really pushing it on kids and like having them question their sexuality like way before they even should be thinking about sex, like I really feel like that plants seeds in their mind of like questioning themselves, and like kids are already just don't know who the fuck they are. Like I didn't know who the fuck I was. Like I would not have trusted myself to know whether or not I should get some sort of like transition. If I saw all these other people doing it and it's like, maybe I am, I don't know. Like I don't know if I would have been able to make like a rational decision about it at that age, you know?
I think it's like communist propaganda trying to weaken fighting age males. Basically, I think it's like it's basically like we're being conquered very slowly. In like a communist way.
It's in a really manipulative way, 100%. And that's what's even more upsetting is it's just making the next generation more unsure of themselves and like less like grounded, like emotionally, physically, like spiritually, like you know, like it is, and it's like it sucks when people can't see that. They're like, oh, yeah, no, the government wouldn't do that to us, and it's like, the fuck kind of is your head in the sand, bro? Like, there's just been so many things like leading up to this. It's like, bro, I don't trust the government. Like, it's like everyone's a closet commie, and they don't want you to say what's their opinion, and that pisses me off so much. It's like freedom of speech. You should be able to say whatever you feel, no matter what that opinion is. Like, you know,
you're allowed to be wrong, and you're allowed to be dumb, and you're allowed to be stupid. You know, you're allowed to be all these things. And my only problem with I'd say like the whole like personally the gay thing, I don't give a fuck about it. Yeah, personally, it doesn't affect me. I just think they became the high school jocks that made fun of them. I mean, that's like the problem with me is like they became the hierarchy that criticizes other people and tears them down instead of the people looking out for the lowest I'm always a sucker for an underdog. You know what I mean? And I feel like the gay movement was like kind of an underdog moment. And I think they ruined the underdog moment, became the assholes that made fun of them. And I think that's where they dropped.
Totally. The roles have tables have certainly turned for sure. Like it's kind of weird.
And it's just not interesting. It's just like it's just like being vegan or something. It's like I don't really care. It's what you eat or what you like watch or what you're into. I just don't care. It's like the world's so much more interesting. There's so much more things going on than like what you like jerk off or are attracted to, and then what you eat for lunch or dinner.
But that's the thing is like it almost also feels like at the same time like a distraction from like what's really going on behind the scenes. Like it's just another ploy to like conquer and divide and put everyone against each other to make us weaker and not actually fucking rise up against like all the injustices that are happening in front of our eyes with our government. And people are just like, oh no, like we don't want to really believe that's what's happening. And it's like, well, like fuck, we would rather focus on this other issue. And like, because like everyone's being brainwashed by the fucking both sides of the news. Like you can't really get any like fucking like information that's not biased. Like that's why I don't even watch the news anymore. Like it just angers me. Like it, and like I don't know. Like it's all fear mongering and propaganda coming from one end or the other. And like whether I feel one way more or the other way more, it's like it still doesn't feel like I'm getting the full truth. You know?
Yeah. No, I think it's like CIA theater. I think most media is just like CIA theater. I think it all seems fake. Like none of it seems real.
It's starting to feel like we're watching a reality TV show, and that it's all like somehow like meant to be like that. So the people are just, oh my god, like people love reality TV. They love watching drama. Like
yeah,
you know.
Yeah, no, they do for some reason, and it's like it's weird. Yeah, no, they'd rather like live in this fake world and then go outside or something. Like they'd rather just like feel like, you know what I mean? There's so many different like. I feel like a lot of the propaganda on the I'm like Republican and stuff, but I can see the flaws in both sides. I'm not blind. You know? But I think that like I think the problem with the right is that they blindly believe everything that the left does. I mean, it's just like this like it's like a blind belief on both sides almost.
Yeah.
And like the argument, the in family fighting, the in friend fighting. I mean, it just gets old. And then I think everybody's over it. I think most people are kind of over it. But I think like But I think, I mean, you're seeing like this Chinese takeover, in my opinion, because like, I mean, look at, I mean, for example, like Trump getting arrested, like them going after all those January 6 people and all that. It seems like they're worried about people seeing through the fact that it's not real. So I mean, here's the thing: if you didn't steal an election, why would you arrest people for saying you stole an election? Like, I mean, it's just like it doesn't seem. That's how I feel about the news. If there's a fact check on it, I feel like it's real. That's the only thing that's real. Is like whenever it's fact checked and said it's wrong. I mean, that's like how I feel about it. But I don't know if that's true. That's just how I feel. They lie to me so much. They're just like, you know, I just feel like I'm in the middle of like this communist takeover. I'm just bored.
It is a communist takeover because like,
yeah, it's just boring.
They're taking our rights away, but they're doing it in really sneaky ass manipulative ways gaslight. It's like I feel like everyone's being gaslit, and in order to be like forced to, I don't know, believe that losing our rights is somehow for our safety.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's like,
and it's like, wait, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I don't know.
Our jobs would only
terrifying. It's terrifying.
No, it is, and our jobs would only exist in America. Like you could only be like a comedian or anything like that. Anything in entertainment, you can only be that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
America. I mean, you're not. I mean, they'll make you work like 10 years to get like verified, and like fucking 1 million people and stuff. Then they'll delete you, and then like you got to start over. And it's just like your field's like the same probably. I mean, like saying shocking jokes is about the same as the porn industry probably. The fact that they just delete you over and over and over again, it just like gets old, man. It's just like I'm about to just only be in the real world and only by like real world marketing, so they can't delete me. You know, that's like it just gets old. I mean, I think your field's the same. They probably delete all your accounts. I mean, it's the same. You know, it's the same thing.
Yeah. No, oh my god. I just lost my last Instagram, and it's like, yeah. But the thing is, it's like when you're getting canceled for having like specific views like that, and people are so angry because they're mad at that person's views that they're willing to just go along and watch that happen. But it's the principle. Like I was talking to my friend, and he couldn't get past the principle. I was like, bro, like I was talking about Trump getting arrested. I'm like, bro, okay. I'm not saying that I love Trump, but the fact that he's getting arrested pretty much for something that Hunter Biden did, the whole reason he's really getting arrested is because they don't want him to run for president. And that is the principle. What's wrong with that? It's not that I don't think he's not innocent or like that he's not guilty, but it's the fact that they're going after it so hard, specifically with the intention of him not running for president. And that's my issue with it. You know what I mean? It's the fucking principles.
No, it's
that's
communist.
Happening. That's like what happens in communist countries. My sister was like, look at these lists of all the all the times that this has happened in the world, and it's all been in communist countries, like a political officer, like person, like getting arrested because they didn't want them to run against them. That's super corrupt. Like,
yeah, I mean, and I totally agree with that. And like, I mean, I'm like, and I would be the same way if they blindly went after any political opponent. I feel like, it's like I just happen to be like a Republican, but I'm just saying, like, if I feel like if they just blindly arrested, like, I mean, whatever strong, like whatever the left has, it's like AOC or something, just so she couldn't run. I feel the same way. I think both sides are patriots in the fact they love their country. I think they just kind of disagree with like the way to do it. And I think the left's kind of compromised with like trauma marketing, like the constant state of fear kind of thing. It keeps them like delusional, susceptible to lies. Basically.
Yeah.
They don't live in reality.
That's the thing. If you think about how much time they actually spent learning how to mind control people, like they did all those things, the CIA did all that shit, like in the 60s and shit. Like at this point, they wouldn't have a full understanding of how to mind control people and how to know how to manipulate them with fear mongering, and fucking just slowly like implementing these things that like we think are supposed to be for our benefit, and really it's like slowly stripping all of our fucking rights away. Like even just the thought of like AI and like AI, imagine like the CIA and shit using AI to track all of our shit. And then I was also learning that they're like, I was watching the BBC and they were talking about in Australia they are banning all of cash, so it all has to be digital. And they were saying like sometimes it'll just shut down and people won't have access to their cash, but then there's no money off the books. Like you can't get away with like paying for like doing things that are not being taxed and shit. And I'm like, that is fucking terrifying. And I'm not saying people shouldn't pay their taxes, but like to have that much control over our finances, that leaves them open to controlling. Okay, you say something we don't want you to say, and all of a sudden for some reason your bank account's not working. And like that's fucking terrifying. And like the guy was talking about like, it was Russell Brand. He was like, imagine if this came to the US, and like it's like, fuck, bro. It almost feels like they're testing out all these different things in different countries first to see how it works, and then they're implementing it in other countries, and it's really scary.
No, it's terrifying. It's straight out of Revelation. I mean, it's the globalization, the one world currency, the mark of the beast. It's all that shit. And that's how I feel. I mean, Amazon's like, look, you can pay with your hand now. I'm like, oh, I read that before. Or like, it's just like it just happened. I mean, it's weird. I mean, I feel like we're either in the Revelation or these people are basically reading that book and trying to be those guys. It's just like I'm not sure which it is. I mean, maybe that's crazy, but that's how I feel like when I look at it. I literally just look at them like this is like the merchants of great men. No one takes marriage seriously. No one takes anything serious. It's like I look at all these things. I'm like we're basically in the end times with the way it's described. It's like weird.
Yeah, I don't know. That's scary.
Super paranoid take on it, but I'm just saying, it's just like it seems like that though. It's just weird. Like everything's like leading to that. I'm like, and I always thought that as a kid. I'm like, man, living through the Revelation would be fucking cool, kind of like living through the end of the world. I mean, we at least like no matter how terrifying or crazy it gets, at least we get a show, and I'm not bored. I feel like I'm just bored.
At least it's entertaining.
It's like at least I got to live through the end of the world, kind of, or like I got to live up until the end of the world or whatever.
Yeah, if the world was gonna end, I would want it to be in this like most ridiculous, spectacular, like ball of flames that is also just like the funniest thing ever, because that would be the only real justice that this world would really have to go out, like,
Yeah.
Or just like being exploded by some fucking meteor or some shit. Like,
if a meteor hit the world, it would hit everything but Oprah's house. Like that's what happened.
So I was just like, okay, let's start this over. Like,
yeah. No, I feel like that. We've done it a lot, probably. I mean, I bet that's happened a lot. Like,
what do you watch Rick and Morty?
Yeah, I love that show.
Okay, the one where they're like, it's like a TV show. Our planet's a TV show, and they're like voted. Or no. What is it? Am I thinking of the right one? Or is it when they have to play a band and they're like, okay, like your planet is like didn't win, and so like we're blowing you up.
I don't recall that. That's hilarious.
Or like, was it like that we were a show, or like, no, what was that? Yeah, maybe it was South Park. It was like, oh, we were just a TV show that was being watched by another like alien like species, and then like they canceled us as a show, so then they it like exploded the fucking they exploded it.
You gotta win. You gotta start winning. But no, it's a weird time for sure. I think we've. I don't know. I should have captioned this episode differently. Like, like
I had a weird start, you know. Fucking.
Dude, that is crazy. I mean, that's just so. I'm not gonna like make fun of it. That's just weird. That's just weird. I'm like, I feel like people just vibe my energy because like I feel like or something because like I have a lot going on. I think, and then like people just like will get mad or sad around me a lot. Like, I feel like when I got pizza the other day, I got like pizza at this place. This guy, I was like, he's like, how do you like it? I'm like, oh, it's okay. And he like got sad that I wasn't like, it's the best pizza ever, bro. Thanks for asking. He didn't think he was about to cry, but I'm like, you're just vibing my energy. You just like feel my energy because there's a lot of crazy stuff's going on in the world. And it's just like, I don't know. That's how I feel. It doesn't make it real. That's how I feel. But it still just makes me laugh.
Fuck it. Sometimes like certain people's energy is just triggering for people. I feel like that is like I've experienced that a lot throughout my life.
Yo, people,
I won't even try to do anything, and people are just triggered by me. Like I'm like,
people are. I had you on a couple episodes, and like bands would get mad, like or something like I had you on. Like,
yeah, see, it's like I'm not even doing anything, and I'm just like, I don't know.
I'm just trying to get rich, man. I don't care about all these like questions. I'm trying to be a millionaire right now. I don't give a fuck. I mean, I don't know. And like, that's how I feel. Everybody's a conflict. I'm like, I don't even care about everybody's conflict. Like I'm like threatening to get sued right now. And it's like, that would ruin somebody, but I just don't even care. It's just like I can imagine that like ruining somebody and them just being like, I'm like, oh man, like I live in a bus. You can't even serve me. I'm in like the middle of the woods. She's like, it's like what a crazy thing to say to somebody. You just like don't know who you're talking. Like I want to sue you. I'm like, how are you gonna find me? You're gonna serve me? How
are you gonna find me?
I'd love for someone to serve me papers in the woods. Like that'd be great. It just makes it's just crazy. I don't know. God bless him and like sorry about fucking Tiger Woods. I guess fuck. You know, it's like Jesus Christ. What do you say? I don't even mean anything mean. I thought it was a cool person. I was just like, I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. This is self-destructing in front of 2,500 people. So hitting rock bottom in front of everybody. So hitting rock bottom in front of an audience the size of my hometown. So great. It's nice. So, is anybody else? One time an Island Boy didn't show up. That was fucking embarrassing.
Man.
You're like, man, I'm gonna set this up. And it was right as they blew up too. Like I had the guy like right as and then he's just like ghosted. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like,
damn.
It's not that big a deal, but it's just weird. We talk about just other shit like this the whole time. That's basically what we do. It's like it became a better show, you know. It's like every time I get sued, it just makes it a better show. I'm glad I do this.
It's funny when someone's hate like literally backfires and like does like good things for you.
Yeah, it's just like, weird. I just feel like I couldn't have pissed her off. If I tried to piss her off, I couldn't have probably. Like you mean like I feel like just an intro did it, and I'm like I can't do anything. I'm like this is a stupid. Like you mean this show's stupid. You should have just said that. You should be like your show's stupid. I'm like okay, well that's real. You know, like maybe you know. But it's just like I don't know.
Well, she really was that mad, or was she texting you that after she heard us kind of talking about it?
No, I think she just left and probably isn't even listening. She probably just like mad at me or something. But yeah, it started off just like I'm just being nice, so I'm not trying to be a dick or talk shit or say anything I wouldn't say. I mean, like it's like absolutely no talk about Tiger Woods. I'm not doing your podcast. I was like, that's fine. And they're like, you should have asked me before that. Absolutely lost me. And I'm like, sorry. Like, remove me from your Instagram. Right on. Please never contact me again. And then when I didn't answer, my attorney will be reaching out to you. I'm like, why do you say don't talk to me and they keep talking to me? I'm like confused and baffled by this. I'm not trying to be rude, but it's like you tell me not to, and I respected that. I didn't answer. I'm like doing a cell phone podcast. We're talking about ghosts here, so I'm a little distracted, you know. And then now I'm getting sued. I'm like, oh no, now I lose everything. I already lost everything. I don't have anything to take. So what are you?
You're like, joke's on you. I don't got shit. So
you're gonna fucking take half my merch. You know, it's like, you know, fucking take my hats and coffee mugs, you fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Like,
All your hats, bro. No more hats for you, bro.
yeah, all my merch is gonna be gone. It's gonna be freaking. I get sued for half my merch. It's like, you know, it's just, what can you sue me for? Like, I look like a homeless person. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, I like the lead. Like, when you look at me, do you think I want to sue that guy? It's like,
I've never really wanted to sue anybody, honestly.
yeah, I said, could you even?
I've never gotten that mad about something to be like, okay, like I'm gonna fucking sue you. And I probably could have a couple times, but I'm like, you know what? I don't like going to court and fucking all the fucking. It seems like a lot of work. Like, seems like a lot of work. I don't know. I just don't even want to.
You know? It's just like I look like the guy you get money from. I look like the guy like bumps cigarettes off you and like washes your windshield. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is great, good job. You know, and they're like I'm gonna sue that guy. I'm gonna sue the guy who hasn't shaved in 6 years. That's what I'm gonna do. That's where my business plan is. I'm gonna sue that guy. Yeah. I don't mean to be a dick, but it's just crazy. It's kind of crazy. You know. God bless him. And just so you know, if you're just now joining, Jocelyn James never dated Tiger Woods. Is a lie in the intro. So there we go. Who cares? Who cares? I'm sorry. Let's get it. Who actually gives it? Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Someone just said, "What's happening?" We got some more comments. What's happening, Anthony? Well, I'm self-destructing, hitting rock bottom with a co-host. That's cool. We're doing this with so it's not just solo self-destructing. Thanks, Gabrielle. Thanks, my wife. My wife thinks the show's nice. So take that, Jocelyn James. So it said, "Hey, what's up? Hey, Sam, how you doing, buddy? I don't know who you are, but I wish I did. You're a good guy. You said you're one of the 2,000 people watching this us hit rock bottom together." I think we mentioned Ghost briefly. I think we. Okay, if you're just now watching. I think we have most of the comments.
I still can't get. I'm watching myself on my television, but I can't see the.
Can you see my screen? This one says, "What's happening, Anthony?" without a question mark.
Oh, is it?
This is like an exclamation.
Oh, okay. So those are actually the live comments coming in.
Some of them, yeah. If you're watching this show, just comment obnoxiously and we'll answer any questions. We have a psychic, so she'll predict whatever you want. Whatever it's your show now.
Yeah, ask away.
It's now the 2,000 people watching this show.
Dude, you know what's funny? Actually, I had this weird experience happen to me like 2 days ago. I was out drinking with my friends and we went to like a strip club, and like I felt the presence of this friend of a friend who this was like the first time meeting him, and I was like, hey, like his mom was like literally tapping. I could feel his mother tapping me on the shoulder, and she was like, tell him that he needs to be smarter with his money in his business, and that like he needs to be more organized and like focus on it. And so then like I was like, hey, this might sound really weird, but your mom told me to tell you this. And like he was like, he looked at me and he's like, what the fuck? And I'm like, what? And he's like, it's so weird you're saying that right now. I'm like, why? He's like, because I've been thinking about hiring a financial advisor, and like I've been really struggling with my money. Like I really have been struggling with it. And yeah, I don't know. It was just trippy.
I believe that shit for sure.
Like he was like super tripped out by it. He's like, I don't really, because he like doesn't believe in that kind of stuff at all, you know?
I think people that say that are terrified of it, because it is terrifying.
It kind of is, yeah.
I think you have to be like, I'm like an adrenaline person. I'm just like, you know, I have to like have like cool stuff happen all the time, or like something like crazy happening. I feel like, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think like ghosts are just cool. You know, it's like a cool. I want to know more. Plus, I just want more data. You know, I want more information.
Yeah, yeah.
If you got any information, just give us information. You know.
Yeah.
Whatever that even means.
Collecting data. Is it data or data?
I don't know, man. Depends on where you're from. It's like soda and pop, right? It's like just depends on where you're
from. Or data.
Data.
Get more data.
I'm from the Midwest, so we just fuck up everything. We say like a dumb version of everything. Well, we got any what are we on that?
Fuck it. You only live once, so you might as well fuck shit up while you can, right?
That's true. That's true. I'm trying to think of other ghost stories. I don't know. One of the guests earlier ghosted, so it's like that's that story. What if I actually get sued for this? Like just like for like an intro someone else made. That'd just be weird.
You should sue her for ghosting the podcast. Be like, you made my you. I don't know.
You ruined this show. This show is so.
You made a commitment. You committed.
You violated a verbal
and
contract.
you fucking didn't come to. You didn't hold up your side of the bargain.
Yeah.
You'll be hearing from my attorney.
You're gonna be countersued. You're gonna hear from my friend that I says is an attorney. And like, fucking sue you back for. What if I just got Tiger Woods on the show next time? Like we just like discuss it. That's what it makes me want to do, but I'm not that guy. I'm old and boring enough. Makes me just want to interview him. So like,
next time you should just interview a paper cutout of Tiger Woods.
Yeah. So I wasn't even like trying to be a dick. I don't know. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna go back to the subject line if you're watching still. Sorry. Go back to the
like 1 on the timer.
Dude, I believe in that shit for sure. I believe numbers are all around. What is that? I'm gonna look up that angel number real fast. That's what I've been doing this week. Every time I see numbers like that, I'm like,
yes, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm actually a lesbian. If you couldn't tell, it's just like the viewers at home know. It means to take chances and try out new things, like being sued. So that's
okay.
Perfect time to get sued.
Try new things. Get sued. Okay.
Piss off a nice lady for no reason. Yeah. Fly low, burn hard. What's this one say? Wonder blessings upon all. You too, man.
Oh.
This is the ghost story show. So it's like, are we gonna get sued for false advertising?
For it to be a real ghost story, someone had to have ghosted. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was like the perfect intro for a ghost story. Like, so she was there 1 minute, and the next minute she was gone. Like,
dude, she's as narcissistic as me. She's like still watching this, like counting all the time. Because that's what I would do if I just like left the show. I'd still be watching it. I'd be like, what are they saying about me? You know? You know what's happened. She's a nice lady. She was a nice lady until she left. Yeah.
She was such a nice lady.
She did say, please don't talk to me. So that's good. You know, she had some fucking, please never contact me again. Such manners. So I appreciate the manners. I feel like I'm like 20 or something. Like, that's how girls talk to me when I was 20. Like, there's like, don't ever fucking talk to me. I'm like, okay. So I'm used to that. I'm used to so.
Please never contact me again. Like, all formal and shit. Instead of like, fuck off. It's like, please never contact me again.
Dude, I know. I'm like, I can't believe I got somebody to marry me. I'm just like, I'm already. Maybe that's how everybody talked to me for decades. It's like this guy sucks. They're like, don't talk to me. I'm gonna sue you. I'm like, man, I've heard this before, like, over and over.
Like, get in line. Get in line. The line starts back there.
Yeah, I wish you the best of luck trying to sue me in the woods, in the middle of the United States. Well, I shouldn't even say that, probably. I shouldn't say that. But like, I just feel like all these people from LA, you know, and that's how LA people talk. There's like, I'm gonna sue you. It's like goodbye. It's like goodbye. It's like, you know, we learned a lot today. Learned a lot. We grew a lot as people. I think we actually should tell a ghost story at this point. I think we're gonna switch it up and actually.
No, it's your turn. It's your turn.
Okay, ghost stories. I had this weird dream as a kid. This isn't really like, I don't know if this is a ghost story per se, but I had a dream where I met the devil. That was fucking weird.
Whoa!
He tried to shake my hand, and I was like trying to like trick him and shit, and he just like shook my hand. I don't know, it was this weird thing. It was like I kind of summed it up really fast, but I was at like this like pool hall place, and like he was like trying to get me to play pool, and he's like you with the hat, come over here, and I was like took off the hat. I was like, oh, I don't know, and then like he's like, no, you with the red hair. I'm like, oh shit, and then like I just like went over there. And it was like this guy with a beard, and like he had smoke from a cigar in his face. And he went to shake my hand, and he's like, "Make that money" or something weird. He said something in Ebonics, but like sounded like British. It was just like it was just weird. And then I shook his hand, and he just like became like he like showed me it was the devil, and I'm like, that was weird and kind of like fucking.
So he went from being like a person to the devil.
Yeah. After he shook my hand, he walked in at high energy. He had like a cigar and stuff, and he like sat at a booth, and then like. shook my hand like a dream, and it's like, oh, you're some weird thing. I'm like, well, that was a weird prank. You know what I mean? Imagine being the devil and just like dream pranking me. You know, it's like it's just fucking like excessive and weird. You know, it's like.
Ooh, did anything weird happen to you after that? After you had that dream?
Well, I feel like my life's very effortless. I don't really do anything, and everything's awesome still. Like I feel like I have like this show we're actually on right now. There are like so many people. Like I feel like I'm barely trying to get like the biggest people. It makes no sense. And then everybody I grew up with try to do the same thing. Not I grew up with, like a lot of people. My buddies don't give a fuck about podcast. My buddies don't give a fuck about podcast. But like other people, I feel like really try hard, and then like I just bore them to death. And like I just try the least. You know, I don't know. So it kind of worries me. It's always worried me. I don't know. This is It's just therapy, actually.
That's a gift. That's a gift. You don't try that hard. I think sometimes when you try too hard, you push it away, whatever it is, you know?
Yeah,
I think when you try to get laid too hard, or you try to fucking like, you know, or like you try to like be someone's friend too hard, it's like, bro, get the fuck away from me. Like,
that's true. No,
it's like an energy where like if you try too hard, then you're just gonna like, because you know what's funny is like when I do stand up, anytime I've actually tried, it's not that funny. And then when I go up and I'm just like, dude, I don't give a fuck if I totally blow this whole fucking set right now. And it's hilarious because I just don't care. It's just like comes effortlessly.
Dude.
It's like way better when I don't give a fuck. Like,
dude, comedy's such like a con hustle. It's just like a confidence hustle. It makes. I mean, if I'm being honest, like I don't think I've ever told a joke and I tour as a comedian. Like it makes no sense. It makes no sense. I'll just completely complain. I'll just complain about where I'm at. Even I'm like, this place sucks. I don't like this town. I don't like this bar.
We're just like, yes.
Dude, yeah, no, dude, that was really funny how you told us like our entire existence is a complete joke. That was like really funny. I was like, it's just like weird, and I feel like I'll bomb, and people are like, good job, dude, and then people tell me I'm funny, and I tape it, so I'm like happy. I'm like, oh, dude, I'll have some good clips and stuff, and I watch it, like that sucked. I'm just like, I can't believe that even worked. You know, I just like it's just like this. You know what I mean? It just doesn't even make any sense that like this is a job. Like my grandpa like grew up on a farm and like won like a world war, and I just like share memes and complain about everything.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? I just feel like a fucking. You know, it's just a weird.
It's weird. It is kind
of weird. I'm glad you know how weird comedy is because it is weird. And it's true. What you said is true. Like when you don't try, you're better at it. I feel like that's everything. I feel like when I was like, desperately trying to find like love and stuff, I never found it. But, I was just like, oh, I guess love's fake. And then I met my wife. You know, it's just like a weird. You know, it's like, and that's an example too that fucking I'm putting the audience to sleep with right now. We're telling NyQuil stories now, so I hope everybody enjoys their nap while we talk.
This slowly turns you into a ghost. You just die eventually from boredom, and then
that's the story.
That's the ghost story.
A lot of podcast people try to be entertaining. That's not our thing. We're just not doing that. We're just not interested.
We try really hard to not try.
Yeah, it's like I hope this show bores you as much as it bores us being here. You know, I hope that you just like. I hope that you completely hate watching this as much as I hate talking. The scariest part is untold numbers turned and looked and voices when it said hi. Oh, I think I started at the end of a story. Hang on. Start at the beginning. Camping on Courts van in Black Hills during a thunderstorm. Oh,
there's stories.
I thought this was a story. Old cattle trip. Hang on. Well, it looks upon a giant crystal with a burning. I don't know if he's writing a nonfiction, a fiction novel, or like if that's like. Either way, I agree with everything that everyone commented. I hope that if you're one of the 1,700 people still watching us bore you, I hope you know you're my best friend. All 1,700 be my best friend. And you should buy merch. If you don't have a hat, you're poor. So stop. If you have any merch,
you ever watch Nathan For You?
Oh yeah, dude, he's hilarious.
You know the episode when he like makes the child kid and he's like the child's toy, and it's like if you don't have this toy, then you're a baby. Are you a baby? And the kid's like, no, I'm not a baby. Well, then you like this toy, right? Because the toy sucked, so he just like gaslit these kids into believing that the toy was.
Dude, that's
and
so.
Said on the thing, he was like, if you don't have this toy, you're a baby.
That's such great marketing to kids that really like. Dude, the best marketing I ever heard was like this glasses company. It's like, do you ever want to see your kid again buy these glasses? It like sounds like a ransom.
If you ever want. Yes, I love that. I love that.
So I can't believe people are watching this. Like, I mean, like, can you believe that? Like, are we? I don't know. Maybe it's just you. It's probably just because you're here. If I was just here, no one would be watching this.
No one would be here.
Like, why is Forrest Gump talking to himself after 15 minutes of ads? Like, it's just a guy talking to himself. I think it's all podcast.
Just some guy in the woods talking to himself.
Yeah, I'm gonna start a podcast that's just ads. Like next week, it's just gonna be only ads
Just
for 2 hours. I'm just gonna fucking sell ads and make everybody watch every episode or every ad.
Yes. There should be more ads. Like,
Yeah, I think that
just a 20-minute ad, like in the middle of the podcast.
Could you imagine making
Keep
guest
going,
pictures?
like, okay, it's gonna end eventually, right? Like,
Dude, I want to tape like the guests, like in the behind the scenes, like tape the reactions to like waiting forever for an intro. That's how radio was, man. Did you ever have to do radio? Like it's like you go on this show and you just sit on the phone for 45 minutes while the guy in front of you goes, like, or whatever. You're like, dude, that's what radio is. It's like, oh god, it's so bad. So bad.
You're like, no.
So if you're just joining the show, this is the best show you've ever seen in your life.
It's the best show.
I'm glad you saw that, and you should go back and watch the intro again and buy everything because our sponsors work really hard to give me money to tell you to buy stuff. So you should do it. They actually threatened me at gunpoint if I don't sell any ads, they're gonna kill me. So if you don't buy one of each, you're leading towards my early death, and I hope you're okay with that. What else are we talking about? Like,
Oh my God! So how do you feel about what happened in Florida? I mean, not Florida, Hawaii.
Oh shit, dude, that's totally a land grab, probably.
A what?
A land grab. It seems like a rich.
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
That's weird. I was in Hawaii like in March or something. I did a show there in March in Maui actually. And,
Oh really?
Yeah, I remember like doing a joke there, telling them they really let us down in World War II, and like and I feel like they let us down again. You know, I feel like we were let down twice by Maui. Like
My God.
I feel like yeah, they could have done better. You know, who wants to live on a volcano? Like who in the middle of the ocean? You mean who's like, dude, you know what? I'm gonna live on a fucking the remnants of a volcano, 6 hours flying into the fucking ocean. You know, it's like, dude, I couldn't live there. That shit sucked, even when it was on fire. You know.
I've never been.
It's not worth it. It's like
Not anymore. Fuck.
It might be nicer now, but it's fucking like, dude, it was just like chickens walking around. Like coffee was $20. It was like it wasn't worth it. Like it was.
Everything's really expensive there.
Yeah, and I hate flying, and like I just flew over the ocean the whole time, and it's like I'm like, oh man, all the real pilots got fired because they wouldn't get vaccinated probably, and I'm just like on this thing. I'm like, oh god, I'm gonna die in the ocean. That's what I thought for 6 hours.
You thought you were gonna die in the ocean? Hold on a second.
Like, this sucks.
I gotta plug my phone in before it dies.
Yeah.
No.
We don't want anybody missing the priceless conversation we're having. It's really
life changing. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna plug this in. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds.
Everything always.
Okay. Okay. And
I feel like these shows are great because like no one ever knows what's happening, like not even me. Like when I started off with like it was like last week I had bad service, and I wasn't mad about Tiger Woods at all. And then this week somebody was just mad about Tiger Woods left. It's like I don't even know what to do. Like I'm just like when that first happened, I'm just like I have to talk about that. Like you can't just ignore that. And like nobody else, you're the only person who even knew there was another guest in that chat lineup. Like anybody else, just like I'm like lying. I'm like, oh yeah, Tom Hanks is gonna be on this next episode. I'm like, oh, he just left before he came on. Otherwise, he would have, you know. But It's good. 1776. That's how many people are watching. It's a good American number. It's a good American number. If you're watching, make sure you get Anthony Rogers TV on Roku because I'm poor and I'm trying to be rich. Trying to solve my poverty.
God damn it.
What else are we talking about? Go shoot.
Hold on 1 second. Okay.
Welcome back.
Okay, there we go.
We actually just now stopped the intro. The entire show was until we got here. Now we're actually to the actual show. So welcome to the actual show if you're listening or watching at home. Where do people even listen to podcasts? You listen to podcasts? Where do they
Who has
listen?
podcasts? Is that what you said?
Yeah, do you listen to them?
Who?
Podcasts at all? I don't listen to them. Like,
Yeah, I listen to some.
Okay.
I like Joe Rogan.
When do people listen to them? Like they just like wake up and listen to them? Like, what are they doing?
I don't know.
Me neither.
I don't know many other people, so I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah. This used to be just me talking to myself, and then and as it came on, we had a Rockstar as a host for a while. And I'm doing a Rockstar Ghost Story episode coming up too. And my friend that's a Rockstar was the only one to tell me no. But like complete strangers.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, but complete strangers will be like, see you later.
Sorry, my cat was knocking at the door.
That's cool. I was like, maybe she didn't like the intro either. I don't know. I'm just like, I know she's just watching this, but say my name again. Say my name again.
Oh my god. Yeah, right.
That's how I do, man. Like, I just smoke too much weed to get mad about anything. I just go like, it's like, oh. So, who hasn't dated Tiger Woods at this point? You know.
Not me. I guess I'm.
Okay. Neither one of us have. So only like what, like almost like 20%, 25% of the show dated Tiger Woods. Or something, like 30% or something. I don't know. But that's a high ratio. I don't know. I just don't like. I don't know. I couldn't even be mad at me. I just couldn't even like. I don't know. I look unemployed. You know what I mean? I'd be mad at me if I was like hiring me. I'd be like, I wouldn't hire the guy.
One of the hiring questions is, so, did you date Tiger Woods? No. Do you like Tiger Woods? Well, I'm sorry, we can't.
I can't do this. I can't work at Walmart because of that. I can't work at this fucking Arby's because you're gonna keep bringing up my past. Well, we should double down. But it made us really upset when you left. If you like, I don't know if I'll be able to get over this. I wish I could. It was a phone thing where I could call. That's rude. I'm not gonna fuck with them because gravity is screw it. You know, shouldn't do it.
Should we call Tiger Woods?
You know one of those TikToks where you call both of them on speakerphone?
Like, let's put this behind you guys.
Yeah, it's like I literally think I have an entire episode called the Jocelyn James episode where we brought this up and she didn't care. Like, do you mean so if you can look at old episodes of this show and like it was like years ago, it still happened. You know, it's like,
yeah,
okay, there's so much more stuff to get mad at me about. You know, like my racism,
like your beard. Like, what's going on there? Like,
I don't know what's going on at all. It's like she doesn't even care that I'm racist. She just cares that I said Tiger Woods. You know, she doesn't even care that I'm homophobic and sexist, and and that's what's wrong with her. You know, she should care more that I'm racist.
That's what's wrong with her.
Yeah, she should care way more about my racism. What a weird thing to do. I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna start going on other people's podcasts and like leave like right before it starts. Just be like, you know what? I didn't like how you fucking said I was a whatever the fuck. You know, I don't like the way you introed me. I don't know.
Do you have any more ghost stories?
Ghost stories, okay. Let me think. I did it. If you're, I went to a haunted penitentiary one time with like a site.
Ooh, that's kind of creepy. Go ahead.
Yeah, we taped it. It's on the Roku channel, Anthony Rogers TV thing. It's called a Walk Through Hell or something. I think that's what it's called. It's like this like documentary made. It was pretty good. I mean, it was like I mean, I could feel energy a lot. You know, I could feel evil.
Yeah.
And I've like talked it out of people before I could see it. You know, it's like, I don't know. I feel like dark energy just like preys on me right now because I'm dealing with a lot of shit. So I have to like fight it.
Yeah.
I have to be like aware. I don't know. It's not really a ghost story. So I guess to answer your question now, I don't have a ghost. That was probably the longest no.
But you can always, it's a good way to keep negative energy away from you is like saging your place. Or like sometimes just like if you have like a white candle or like, one of those like religious candles, like, so like I use candles like this sometimes in my spell work, and what I'll do is I'll just put like cleanse energy, and then like I'll put my intention into it, and then I'll light it. And I mean, I don't know if you believe in any of that, but even if you just like burn some incense or like burn like a Jesus candle or something, like
yeah, it's true.
Just to cleanse the energy,
I've been trying picking on people, but it doesn't. It's not as it only works for me. It's like a one-sided cure. But yeah, you're probably right. It's probably a good thing to do. That's like one of those extreme soul tests. I think it's like I think we all decide our tests before we come here almost. I think we kind of pick.
Yeah.
I think we're kind of aware that like certain parts of life will suck and certain parts will be awesome. And to be honest, like beautiful and amazing things are happening at the same time. It's terrible and tragic.
Yeah.
So it's like hard to keep track of really. It's like, man, I was trying to be sad with the sunset. It's like you're still, I don't know. It's so weird. What a great conversation, really bringing the conversation to the cell phone.
I recently lost my grandparents, and that was like one of the hardest things I ever experienced. But I felt like after it happened, like I became a stronger person, and like I still feel their energy around me. But it was just one of those things that like I think every person has to go through, and like go through just watching like someone they care about like get older, and like it sucked. It sucked so bad, bro. Like it really fucked me up, and I'm just glad that like I didn't relapse. Because they helped me get off of drugs, and like, I'm just glad that I was still able to stay clean, and that like be there when they really needed me, and I'll always be eternally grateful for that. But it was one of the hardest life lessons that I personally had to learn in my own journey, and like, but if anything, it just made me a stronger person, and like I still feel connected to them every day, and like that was probably like the last really dark thing that I personally went through. And like I think it's coming up like almost 6 months my grandpa passed, and then my grandma passed like 3 months before that. And so like even when it was happening, like it was just like it like shook my world, like I was so close to them. They basically raised me. And then like on top of it, all of my other family members, I'm always been the black sheep. Everything's always my fault. They tried to tell me I took advantage of them because I was on drugs, and that I'm like, I didn't get any money out of them. Like they helped me pay for my rehab. Like how is that me taking advantage? Like it's not like it was fun to go to rehab. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's not like they paid for me to go to fucking Disneyland. Like, but like, it felt like the universe was testing me though. It really did feel like a test, and it felt like if I could get through this, I can get through anything. And on top of losing them, and like my family being like, shitty towards me, like I was still able to like persevere. And then I just used that as fuel to succeed and like be the best version of myself,
No, I do. I can relate a lot to that. That's crazy. Like, yeah, I think there's a lot of bitterness around pain where people just like will make excuses and rather than like try to criticize people. And like, I mean, I'll see that a lot. Or like, it's hard for people to not do the right thing, and then it's even harder for them to see somebody they thought was shitty do the right thing while they don't. And it's always, it's always like that. It's always, but I think it's like a soul test. I think for sure. I just like if I made this program. I mean, I'm not trying to knock God. I love God, and I'm very appreciative to have today and all that. I'm not trying to knock it though. But I am saying though, I probably wouldn't have created death, or like having to deal with other people dying. Like my sister-in-law passed away a couple months ago, and a bunch of, it's just like everything's crazy. It's just like, it's just a lot, my mom's getting sick, and then like other stuff. It's just a lot, I think it's probably why I made fun of like 3 guests ago. I think I didn't mean to be. I just like I'm kind of just like I don't know. Got a lot going on,
Yeah.
It's like no, it's weird. It's like oh yeah, you have to like help feed your mom, and then oh wait, hey, Tommy Chong's on in 10 minutes. Like that's how I feel about my job. It's like or whatever terminology today.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it's a weird. It's like I feel like my dreams are happening at the same time my nightmares are. I think it's probably everybody. I think people have real problems, and this is my first actual problem because I'm spoiled and I'm, and like, my grandparents passed when I was in 8th grade. That was terrible too. But I just feel like that's not as fresh as it is for you. It's like that was terrible. I remember that being terrible. But I'm just saying, like, that happened to me forever ago. To where I could relate to it though. I definitely remember it like fucked with me forever. Like it's like crazy. Like those are like my first friends,
Yeah. So it's hard. Like my grandparents were really the first like close people that I really knew that like passed away. Like I'd maybe had known of some people who had passed, but it wasn't like as close. I was like, damn, bro, when that shit happens, it's like it's life altering. It really is like I don't know. Death is a weird thing to have to get used to. Like it's hard to get used to, and like and it's funny, like sometimes what's crazy is I feel like so like my one of my neighbors killed himself like within like this past year or two. And like that was weird, and it just made me think like my dad watches all these ghost things, and there's all these like almost like tortured souls that are like stuck in these houses, and it's so weird to think like, oh yeah, they go in and they film and it's like so entertaining, but it's like, does anyone do anything to help that soul like go to the other side, or is it just entertainment? And it kind of makes me a little upset to watch that, because it's like I feel like when someone kills themselves or they die in a really horrific way, like they don't pass on to the other side, and they're somehow still stuck in this realm and the next realm. And that's why there's houses that are haunted, because like they're just like in purgatory there, that's fucked up. I don't know. That's kind of fucked up.
That's a good point. I think it's a good point. His energy, just probably stays where it's at sometimes, I don't know. I read a lot about that. I read a lot about like people like just different ways, like them dying and coming back, or like them dying in like another life or something. And like I read a lot about that. Like it's definitely interesting. Like I don't know. See if any comments that make sense this time. I feel like the people in the comments make less sense than me right now. Which is
we'll live to see man-made horrors beyond your belief. Okay, well,
it's probably true.
I mean, I don't know. Is that a threat? Are you threatening me? Are you gonna fucking sue me too, motherfucker?
One podcast too long.
Threatening us too? What the fuck, bro?
It sounded like a reverse fortune cookie. It just sounded like it's just like, oh god.
That did sound like.
Like everything's terrible. I'm like, I know. I'm trying to avoid that by being at this buffet. It's like.
Thanks for the reminder, guy.
It's like, at least this isn't the Stephen Colbert show, so that's good.
Can I see the chat comment? Oh wait, okay, wait. Now I can see it.
That's the quote.
Okay.
That's my buddy. He's
May you live in the interesting times. Chinese curses. See, he's cursing us, bro. You a Chinese man trying to curse us?
Yeah. We're being cursed by a rocket scientist. I know that guy.
We're being cursed.
Yeah, he's actually a rocket scientist. I don't know if he still does. He did a couple years ago. I don't know if he still does. But he's been known to build rockets.
He's like, left my hand. God, so funny.
So, I still can't believe we lost the other it's so weird. We didn't even do anything. Like, I mean, like, it's like I feel like I did nothing. Yeah.
It's a bit of overreaction.
I feel like I should call on speakerphone and be like, "You deserve that intro." I'm sorry. Like, just like you fucking deserve that intro. No, I'm just joking. But no, it's like it's a weird thing to be mad about. There's probably a World War III scenario happening soon. There's a lot of things happening.
No, yeah, that is true. I do actually believe that.
It's not good.
That we could be heading into like a World War III.
It's not good. A lot of bigger problems than like.
Not my favorite.
Yeah, it's like I'm like, that's what made you mad about the world? Is it that intro? That intro was wrong? Yeah. I'm like, oh man, you're gonna freak out when you pay attention to anything else. You're gonna freak out.
Oof.
feel. I feel like it's if you leave this show early, you're racist. That's how I feel. I'm just joking. Where are we going from here? I feel like we hit rock bottom 6 times now.
Yeah.
I can't believe people are watching this. There's 1,800 people watching this still. Like I can't. I mean, that's not really like Super Bowl numbers, but that's fucking weird that's
It's
even.
pretty good. It's not bad. It's not bad.
It's a great start.
Yeah, cool.
It's a great start. Oh,
Still Rocket Car just moved out for the build out. Is that a rhyme? I think this guy's rapping. Are you?
He's writing haikus for us in the comments.
Yeah, what? Is he writing poetry right now, bro? 300 miles per hour. Here I come. Okay, just don't come on me, please.
Dude, I just feel like I'd scream like a bitch the whole time, like space. I'd be like, ah! I'm just like,
You probably never get used to that shit.
It's like the worst roller coaster ride. You could, like,
I might fucking die. Like, have you
Yeah.
ever been on a roller coaster and you thought you were gonna die?
yeah, I eat too many edibles on like a fucking Monday and think I'm gonna die. I mean, it's just like I don't even have to be on a roller coaster to fear death. You know, I'll just be like driving a truck. I'm like, man, I should have made that many edibles. I'm gonna have 7 heart attacks. You know, it's like I have all these weird thoughts. No, I have like crazy thoughts on edibles. I was like, oh man, but man, I shouldn't have said that in 1st grade. You know, that kind of stuff. What's your like go-to joke as a comedian? Like, what kind of jokes do you do?
So I talk about like being in the porn industry, or sometimes I'll just talk about things that are happening in my life. I'll talk about like weird like stories when I'm like, you know, stories where I've like taken too much acid or like fucking like weird shit. Like there's this one time I was at fucking I took like I don't know why. Don't even know how much acid I took, okay? But there's this thing called like they show movies at this this Hollywood Forever Cemetery in Hollywood, and they project movies, and so you can come and like there's like little picnics and you could like sit there and watch the old movies with your friends and shit. And my friend and I got there late, and like we sat down and I had this like liquid vial of acid, and instead of like counting out how many hits, I just almost like kind of sucked out of the thing and then immediately regretted it. I'm like, oh shit, that was like I just wasn't thinking. I don't know what was going on in my head. And like I was like, oh man, I think I took too much. Like that was dumb. Like fuck. And then like the movie started and like I had my phone. Didn't turn my phone off, and it was like the brightness was all the way up, the fucking volume was all the way up, and my ringtone was the Seinfeld theme song. So, like, I opened my phone. I'm like trying to figure out how to turn it off, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so high right now. Like, I can't figure this out. And I'm like in the very front row, like everyone's looking at me. It's just like bow, 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 all like loud and shit. And then like I'm like, oh fuck. And so then I literally run away to try to figure it out somewhere else. And like I ran into like which Ramon? It's like they have some of the Ramones are buried there, and one of them has this statue. And I look up at this statue, and it's like winks at me, and I was like, oh fuck, yeah, I took way too much acid. And so I somehow turned my phone off, and I went back, and then my phone went off again. And again, I couldn't figure out how to fucking. And I was just like, bro, we gotta go. Like I was so embarrassed because I was like so high. So it just felt so much more dramatic than it really was. Maybe no one even fucking heard it, but in my head it was like the loudest thing in the world. And I was like, man, I don't know. I was just really embarrassed. But yeah, sometimes I'll just tell stories or like, yeah, I don't know.
That's cool.
I'll go there and talk shit.
That's fun.
There falls my thing.
The
I taped that up to my mirror. Whatever.
The illusion's over. I feel like I'm in space right now.
You look like you're in space.
It does. I think we're all in space, you know. So,
well, I mean, the world is flying at like what billions of miles per hour through space or some shit.
I never know if I believe that, but sometimes I do. You know, I was told that for sure. But I don't know.
Like we're spinning. We're spinning around the sun.
Yeah, it's probably true.
And so if the sun if you think about it, how far away are we from the sun? If the sun goes around us every 24 hours, means we must be going pretty fucking fast. Like,
Yeah, that makes sense of how we're stuck to like the wind. I mean, that would be gravity. I think spinning is what gravity is. You know, it keeps us in that.
Yeah.
Thing. I think we're spiraling into the sun. You know, I think we're like slowly, but I mean, I think like you look at like exoplanets and stuff like they like.
But isn't it? It's not also that we're doing this, but like we're also spinning while we're spinning. Like the planet's actually literally rotating while we're spinning around it.
Yeah, this is like the worst roller coaster ever.
Yeah.
It's like I want a fucking refund, man. Like, let me go back to
the zipper. You remember, the zipper when you get in and it actually spins, and then you're like pulling it up and you're like spinning while you're spinning, and
it's such a fun time here. You know, we got
Yeah. Did you ever have carnivals like where you live at? Like, does the carnival always like come by? Does the carnival? You know what I'm talking about?
What are you trying to say?
Like the carnies, it's like a bunch of carnies, and they show up and they have some sort of roller coaster thing going on, and nobody has teeth because they're all fucking on meth and shit.
Yeah,
get on in, it's safe. I swear to God. And you're like, okay.
The only thing worse than that is Six Flags. Like Six Flags ran by like 14-year-olds, and like the machines built in like the 80s. Like I get on like a super like a roller coaster from like the 80s, and like some 14-year-olds like, I think it's this button. I'm like, oh god. So those carnies, like I feel like yeah, no, they scare me, but like kids scare me more. You know, it's like a scale. Of, like,
yeah, true. Like at least you look like you've been here for 100 years and you've been doing it forever. Like
yeah, it's like at least you fucking party. You know, that's a different. I'm just joking, but no, it's like it's a weird thing. Like, Six Flags it's terrifying because of the economic status of the world and the kids, the children, child slaves pressing the buttons. You know.
Fuck yeah.
It's like it's just weird. It's a weird time.
Weird times.
Do you think Mars was a planet at one point? That like, I mean, it's still a planet. Do you think there was like life on it at one point?
What do you mean? On Mars?
Yeah, Mars just looks like a nuked Earth. Like it just looks like an Earth.
Yeah, I think maybe I believe that there could even be like alien species that are on certain planets that like we just can't perceive because they're in higher dimensions.
Yeah, we only see 3 dimensions. Yeah, that makes sense. I believe that too. I think those are demons. Like those, I feel like demons are pretending to be aliens.
They could be, or demons could be aliens.
Yeah, like the reptilians. Like
they could be reptilians. Totally, 100%.
That's what it seems like. It seems like it's weird that like we watch TV and like politicians will like glitch, like the Mitch McConnell guy.
Yes, I've seen that happen. That's so weird, dude.
We're just cool with it.
Like, so fucking weird.
Like I'll try to explain it to my friends that are like Democrats, and nothing against Democrats, but I'll be like, yeah, dude, like look at this. Like he's like, I see that at nursing homes all the time. I'm like, you see a guy stop moving and talking, and then somebody touches him and he starts talking. I'm like, what? I'm like, it's just like I feel like I'm watching this like this weird takeover.
It's like the Twilight Zone. We're watching. It's like the Twilight Zone.
It really is.
It really does feel like that sometimes.
Except shittier writing, you know, like the Twilight Zone good writing, you know. Twilight Zone's like one of the best shows of all time, I think. It really is, just really well written.
Yeah.
Just like you can pull.
It really is.
I
love old movies and old shows like that. Like I was watching this. Oh fuck! I don't even know what it was called because I was just like on this YouTube channel that was showing all these old, like you could watch the full movies, and one of them was like this guy's in space with this other guy, and they like get pulled into this. It looks like a planet, but really it's a ship, and they get pulled into their magnetic force field. And then like, because the planet's smaller, they actually shrink when they land on the planet. And then like, it was basically like a planet that had decided that like all this technology had fucked with them. And this movie was like in black and white. It was like really old. So they're like, yeah, all this technology, like it like made us all, they were saying that they had all this AI that was doing everything for them, that it made them all complacent and no one had any purpose in life and no one was doing anything. Everyone was lazy and there was this huge disconnection. And I was like, what the fuck am I watching right now? And so they eliminated it except for certain like technologies. Like they had no food on the planet. So then they had like this machine that would just make food for them. But it was weird. I was like, this is fucking, I don't know. Weird old like space movies like that are like fucking trippy. Like,
no, I love old movies like that. I like 80s movies a lot too for different reasons, but I like
80s movies, yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, they're like written really well. Like I like John Hughes and stuff. You know, I like films like that too.
Yeah.
But no, I love sci-fi films too. You ever see that TV show Sliders?
No.
I love that fucking show. It's like some parallel dimension thing. I'm not gonna fucking.
Ooh, that's cool.
So it's fucking it's like shitty because it's made in the '90s. So it's like
yeah.
But it's awesome too at the same time. It's like I'm not gonna tell you the synopsis of it. There's just no, you don't want to hear that. Like you just like but
it's called Sliders. I'll just have to look it up. It's called Sliders.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay.
Cool. It's pretty good. It's not as good as the sponsors at the beginning of this episode. In a really ridiculously long intro. But I can't believe people are still watching this. I don't even want to. I'm like, do you still want to be here? Like, why? There's still people watching this. And like, I'm like, this is crazy. So like, these people didn't care about the intro. Yeah.
These people didn't care about the intro.
I appreciate everybody watching. Me bore you to death. But where are we going from here? I feel like I'm done talking. Do you have anything else to say?
Okay. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I feel like this went on too long. You know,
we covered a lot of shit. It was a good convo. Thank you for having me on.
No,
Thank you for that intro, by the way. It was a great intro.
Let's play the intro again before we get. We're gonna play it one time. Here's the entire intro. If you missed it.
I be looking for my phone while I'm staring at it. Feeling all alone, call the paramedics. If I ever took my life, I know where I'm headed. If you can't get the picture, then I never said it. So dead it, cause if you didn't see it, did it happen? That's the question I debated with a bit of passion. I confess that I created what I hated. It's a phase I can't escape. There ain't no way to wait until it passes. So break out of it, make a change in my confidence. Stay away from the thoughts that can take you straight to the opposite angle. Making the optimist stand strong as a monument. Transforming the populace, fans going for opulence. Yeah, it's more than money, murder, and music. So it's sort of funny serving illusions. Okay, I seen you, is you really there? I don't believe you, do you really care? I need you to prove it then.
So actually, you know what? I agree. I actually agree that I'm gonna sue myself too. Actually, that intro wasn't. It wasn't up to like what it should be for a podcast to be. Like yeah. After seeing the intro, I agree that I'm gonna join the lawsuit. So if anybody else would like to join the lawsuit against me, I'm gonna join it too. So if you'd like to join too, Nikki,
there's gonna be a link below that you can click. It goes directly to, do you want to sue Anthony Rogers? The link will be below in the description.
Yeah, feel free to join the lawsuit against me. I'll be there. It's like, I hate that intro was so bad. I'm sorry that anybody had to see that twice. Maybe the next episode is just going to be the intro over and over again.
Yeah.
In between ads. We'd be like,
oh my God.
I feel like the intro was, I don't know. I'm going to sue somebody.
I'm going to sue.
I don't know. It took some brave people to be here after the intro, but we did it. You know, we really made sure. People are still commenting like, "What's going on?"
What are people saying on it? Big video game graphics and play are amazing. It's a little bit of a grind game, but it is play to win.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
I'm like,
exactly.
I'm not reading. I'm such a slow reader. I'm like, one word at a time.
See, that's how I'm in math. That's why I'm a comedian. I'm equally as bad. Rob Mars, how you doing, brother?
You know what's funny, dude? In middle school, literally, one of the reasons I really became a comedian is because one of my teachers was like, "You should just quit school and become a comedian."
Yeah, she was right.
Yeah, I know. Fuck it.
Yeah, like it really saved.
That just goes to show how bad I was in school. My teacher's like telling me to quit school. Like, she's like, "I'm tired of putting up with your shit. Get the fuck out."
You should just give up, dude. You should just Just give up.
He's a comedian. I'm like, comedians don't make shit. Like, yeah, like quit school and just go do that.
It's true. It's true. It's true. Comedians have they have the luxuries of the rich, but they don't have money. Like I feel like I've eaten a lot of food and stayed in a lot of places I probably shouldn't have been able to be allowed to eat. But yeah, no, I think that and then eventually you get rich. After being poor for 10 years, I think you start to get rich in comedy. It's like,
yeah.
After living in a fucking yurt for on top of phone books for fucking stuff with Dorito bags, I finally made it. I'm glad to join the satanic cult of Hollywood. I'm glad glad I'm there. Epstein's Island hasn't been the same lately. Just hasn't been the same ever since they got Jeff. This episode is actually dedicated to our homie Jeffrey Epstein, so I appreciate. We missed that great man. Him and September 11th is actually coming up too. So those brave pilots we'd like to remember also.
Oh my god!
So this entire episode is dedicated to the brave pilots on 9/11. So and Jeffrey Epstein. So thank you.
Awesome.
Are you still? I feel like we still have people here. It's like I feel like such a fucking narcissist that I can't leave 1,400 people watching. It's like I don't know that I want to be here, but I know that I don't want to not talk to 1,400 people still. So I feel this is the longest podcast ever. Probably we only have 5 more hours.
It's just as long as the intro.
Yeah. We only have 5 more hours of action-packed buzz and what's and the best cell phone entertainment. I can't believe you were watching this. Like, can you believe like I don't know. It's like, would you watch this? I don't know if I'd watch this.
Would you?
I don't know if I would.
I am right now as we speak.
Fair. You're like I'm one of the 1,300 people watching.
I'm one of the 1,300 people.
So if you have a mic, no one else does. So they're stuck listening to us complain about doing this. He's like, I feel like no matter what your dreams are, they still feel like showing up to work, I'm just like, man, I guess I still have to show up to work no matter what. I should have dreamed. I should have dreamed about being unemployed, I should have had better dreams that didn't imply.
Should have had better dreams.
Yeah, that didn't consist of working, It's like why was
trying to work as little as possible?
Yeah, like why was my dream a job? Like what a stupid dream. Yeah, it should have been a hobby. My dream should have been a hobby. Instead, I wasted years establishing myself on the internet. I hope that I get it back, and then I hope the next life goes better. All right, I can't believe this is still like we're still killing it. People are still watching this. This is like more people are watching this than were in my hometown when I was there. That's crazy to think about. So if you guys want to overthrow my hometown right now, if you'd like to overthrow my hometown.
There's a link below if you want.
Yeah,
for the Facebook group. Yeah. So
after you skim through the 5 sponsors, the 2 paragraphs of bios, it's after that, and then after the GoFundMe for my Maui house burning. It wasn't my first house, but it was my 3rd house, and I loved it like it was my 2nd house. So if you could give me money towards my Maui real estate that went up in a controlled fire by the U.S. government and UN,
yeah.
I would like I'd like to buy my 3rd house back because right now I'm just as poor as you with 2 houses. So if you could help me get my 3rd house back, I don't know, whatever. This is gone too long. This is gone too long. I didn't leave awkwardly this time, so that's good. This is we're learning just someone else did. So it's good. We're originally supposed to have multiple. We had a guy tell the weather somewhere in the beginning of this. So if you're like, like he just came on and told the fucking weather of like every country except for where he was. He's just like, here's the. He was excited to meet you and the other person that left. Yeah, I remember him telling me that. He was like, oh yeah. Like I was like, hey, you want to do the weather? He's like, I'll come on and meet the girls. That's what he told me. Meet those girls. He's like, I'm like, okay, that's a weird thing to say, but sure. It's like his answer to doing the weather was yes, I want to talk to these girls.
This has been slowly falling down more and more.
I feel like I'm in like podcastception right now. It's like just like multiple layers of podcasting. I can't tell it's real anymore. I can't tell if you're the reflection or if the reflection behind you is real. I can't tell.
Yeah. No, oh my God, there's another person in the room. There's the ghost.
There's shit. What a way that we should have faked our deaths at the end of this. Like we're getting murdered, but like somebody just comes with a knife, like just like that would have been. We should have thought of that, but we didn't. So we only have 9 more hours left of this podcast. So I hope you have snacks. If you called off work tomorrow, we only have 9 more hours. All right, we should probably get out of here. It's been 2 hours. We punished the people enough. Not you, but I have. So I hope this stopped you from taking sleeping medication or NyQuil. I hope I put you to sleep in my podcast. Look up Nikki Knightley. Buy all of her merch or whatever. Just fucking buy it. Give her money. Just cash app her right now.
Give me money. Yeah.
Give
Follow
her
my
money.
social media. My Instagram is Nikki X Knightley. My Twitter is Nikki Knightley. My Snapchat is Nikki X Knightley. And did I say my Twitter? Nikki Knightley is I don't fucking know.
I was trying to use those names for my Twitter and they were taken already. So those aren't her actual accounts. I was trying to go for the same accounts, but and if you have me on anything, please delete me. Just unfollow me from Instagram, unfollow me from YouTube, Twitch, delete my TV channel on Roku, and I'm just trying to make it fair. I have too much going on, and too much is going good for me. So I would like to just be humbled, just so stop supporting me. Burn all my merch that you bought, and I don't know. Start this episode from the top and watch it again. God bless America.